I recently discovered the band Autumn Shade, quite by accident. I was listening to the Pandora station offered up by Verizon. It was like a new and upcoming, and it really didn't hold my attention very much. But then, out of nowhere, plays the song "Morning" by Autumn Shade, and I immediately created a station based upon Autumn Shade. Now, I searched for quite some time for the song to purchase, and that's how much I loved it. I've never bought anything that I'd heard off of Pandora, and I wanted to have it on my Google Play account because that's what I usually listen to at work, and it took me forever to find them, mainly because I couldn't find them in a Google search, because the Vines have a song called Autumn Shade. Now, I found the album Isabel Has Wings, and this album has kind of like really motivated me in a lot of ways. And this is kind of a video series I would like to do just on music that you can listen to while riding that helps, especially if it's good for different types of riding. But honestly, for this, I really just want to talk up this band. They don't have a lot of views on their YouTube page. The lead singer, who is amazing, by the way, not just because she's talented, but because she actually talks to you on Twitter, she doesn't have many followers. And, you know, I would like to one day think of myself as a promoter and sell these types of videos, but right now, this has got to be free because I feel that their lack of exposure is an injustice. And let me explain to you why, because it's really my goal. I've got to get them. I've got to help them find more fans, because what they are is a folk band. I'm not even sure if they're together anymore. If they're not, it's a travesty. But they're a band with a folk sound that is both rustic and simple, but is also profoundly deep and emotional. And a lot of the power of their sound comes from the fact, and I'm not exactly the biggest expert on music, but I've talked to a couple of buddies of mine who work in music production, and they agree, so at least I'm not talking completely out of nowhere here. Her vocals have a just absolute enchanting quality to them for one specific reason. She's not auto-tuned, or if she is, she uses it in a very, very special and very limited way. Auto-tuning is something that is so unbelievably abused in our current system, to the point that when I listen to bands like the Meat Puppets, or even like Nirvana, who were a little over-engineered in my opinion, the flaws in vocals add color and really help a song stand out from the cookie cutter, processing that happens on major labels. The lead singer of Autumn Shade, I'm going to link her Twitter account below this video. I think it's Jess Lene. God, I probably pronounced it wrong. Her voice wavers, sometimes sharp, sometimes flat, making it sound just richly human. Combining that with an almost bluegrass orchestral sound that combines also with a very folkloric style for lyrics. Dead lovers, singing to the trees, meadows to ashes, which is one of the title tracks. The lyrics, I don't think I've ever been able to turn a song by them off. This is praise I don't hand out very often. I'm completely and totally flabbergasted by how little followers they have. I don't think I've ever listened to a band that elicits so much emotion from me. Legitimately, I think I felt like I was close to tears the first time I heard Morning, because the emotion that Jess puts into that song is so legitimate that you feel like you know this person. You feel like that this is a person that you can put like a face to, because again, it sounds so unbelievably personal and bared, right? And that wavering quality makes her seem less a superstar and more a ghost that can't remember the story it's trying to tell you. Almost like, a folkloric shade that just kind of appears and disappears. Like a musical Will-o'-the-Wisp or something. You really owe it to yourself to check them out. I'm not going to, even try to splice in any audio because the songs have to be heard completely upon their own merit. I could see them working so well for an episode of any type of drama, any type of fantasy. They would be absolutely amazing for film and television. And I haven't even begun to sell this type of, this type of video or this type of media. This is all just coming from a raw sense of, I just want more people to know about them. I'm a big fan of indie art. I'm a huge fan of stuff that people have put together all on their own without that kind of label or content provider sheen. This is something that's too good for the mainstream because it comes from a place that is built upon its flaws. And so much of this band's power comes from Jess's voice. I mean, I could go on and on for hours about how much I love this band, about how powerful the individual songs are. Start with Meadow to Ashes. Good Lord, that song. It takes me to places from my childhood. I'm not lying either. I grew up in a rural area, and I have a lot of kind of weird, tragic, romantic memories of what it was like to live around lots and lots of woods and to know those secret places that you go to that nobody else knows about. And that's something that's like completely disappeared from my life. Those places have all been cut down. So when I hear her sing, that's where I go. I remember specific things about being a kid, being a teenager, and just being, so freaking miserable all the time that for me, this is cathartic. There's a lot of stuff that kind of is expunged by reliving it and feeling this stuff. It's almost therapeutic in a way. I'm going to wrap this up. Good God, I cannot give these people enough recommendation, though. Do yourself a favor. Listen to some of these songs. Thank you very much.